Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, apologies about that, and also if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well. If there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it cannot be helped, and hopefully it is not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision 2023 related video here on my channel, and another Melodifestivalen related video too, because right now I'm about to listen for the first time to snippets of all of the songs in Heat 4 of this year's edition of Melfest, which, as we all know, is the Swedish selection method with regards to the Eurovision Song Contest, of which this year's edition takes place in Liverpool this May on behalf of current champions Ukraine. I have some information in front of me to make sure I don't forget anything too important. As always, there are links in the description to my other social media pages. Check them out if you so wish. Last weekend, at the time of recording this video you're watching now, on February the 18th, Heat 3 took place in Lidköping, and of course we had some results, and I've made a few notes on the performances which I have now seen. But let's take a look at Melfest as a whole so far, before Heat 4 occurs this weekend. In Heat 1 in Gothenburg, Tuna Sekelius went through with Rhythm of My Show, as did Where You Are Savashan by Jon Henrik Fjällgren, Ark North featuring Adam Woods. Both of those names are into the final automatically. Elov and Benny and Victor Krona are into the 5th heat / second chance round. As for Heat 2 in Linköping, Panietos and Maria Sur went through directly to the Stockholm final, with Tennessee, Tears and Teos going through to the second chance round. As for last week's heat, well, let's go through it, shall we? Beginning with the song that finished last overall. 6th place in the second round of voting went to Så kommer känslorna tillbaka by Casanovas, a dance band throwback style group, shall we say. I've written here, old school, uplifting, had a bit of a classic feel to it. The whole band wearing velvet type suits, very classy. Vocally pretty strong, not a whole lot of movement until perhaps the final third of the song, when the lead singer started moving about a bit more. Schlager type stuff. We've heard this thing a million times before, and in Melfest you can sort of guarantee that there will be an act like this, because we usually get at least one. This wasn't too bad. I stayed with it for the entirety of the 3 minutes. I wasn't bored by it. I was engaged. And like I said, it was fairly uplifting stuff. Quite sing-along. And I thought, when I heard the snippet last week, and you may well have seen the video where I reacted to those snippets, I thought this might have sneaked through in 4th place. But no, 29 points, last place. And looking at the age groups points, not particularly great, but second in the telephone vote, which is interesting. So there we go. Casanovas are out, and I'm not terribly surprised. I must say, I thought overall this heat was fairly strong, and each performance had its own identity. Sometimes visually and perhaps musically as well, songs tend to blend together. But in this heat, yes, we only had 7 songs, but they all stood out from each other, which was really nice, particularly in terms of colour. That's what it felt like. Anyway, in 5th place, 30 points, Laurel with Sober. And of course, this is Laurel Barker, a Canadian singer who lives in Sweden. She's written many a national final contender, and it was nice to see her front and centre for a change. Having heard the snippet last week, I thought this has all the makings of a car crash performance. And it wasn't really that way at all. I actually thought this wasn't bad. Not sure I really liked her voice, but that's a minor thing to pick up on. I've written here, where are we looking? Laurel. At the top. Not sure about her voice. Yeah, that's a really minor thing. They went for this sort of neon theme. At times, it was very bright, and maybe a little bit on the chaotic side. It reminded me a tad of Latvia 2017, Triana Park, that sort of thing. I liked the verses. The chorus, quite bouncy. Not bad at all. People dressed as bears. Were they bears? I think so, it doesn't really matter. I've written that it was also a bit of a psychedelic trip. Very bright, very fun, very playful, but in the end, not quite strong enough, to go through. Just missing out, just missing out, quite a way away from going through. Ida Luva with Lord Hellestan's Sepor, 36 points for this, and I saw quite a few people rank this quite highly. But I've written here, why do songs like this stumble in Melfest? We had Natalie Brigolf a couple of years ago. We've had other ballads, and it seems to be by solo female acts, that just fall a bit short in the results in Melfest. I don't know why this is. Is it because they all sound a bit similar? Is it because they don't have enough of an identity? I don't really know. But I thought this was really lovely. She had this long curtain, that's what it looked like, coming down from the ceiling right across the stage. Gorgeous vocals, bit of piano, some strings coming in. Reminded me a little bit of a Christmas song in the chorus for some reason. I think that's just the way the melody was. But this was really, really lovely. And alas, she is out. What a shame. I hope she comes back soon. Going through to the second chance round, in third place, 57 points, was For the Show by Melanie Weber. Yes, indeed. Who did quite well with young voters. I thought this was really nice as well. Great vocals again. And this is somebody who's also been a national final songwriter a few times, I believe. Really beautiful, like a warm hug. Very comforting in a way, this track. She had this honeycomb light structure on stage. So when the light shone through, it looked like a honeycomb. You know what I'm on about if you've seen it. That was really nice. Not really much of a gimmick at all. It was just a really nice addition. Quite simple, but I stuck with it. And I think her voice was absolutely the strongest thing about it. I don't think it will make the final, but I'm glad it's gone through. Good job. Other national finals would kill for a song like this. Very true. Then we have Nordman, the two guys, with Slep alla Sorge. This won the second round televote and did very well with everybody besides 10 to 15-year-olds. Interesting. Anyway, Nordman have a special place in my heart because years ago they were in Melfest and were my personal winners. And this is their first entry in the Swedish national selection for about 15 years or so. So a welcome return. Nothing really about the staging whatsoever here to comment on. Visually, they had all of these birds on the backdrop. I think one flew towards the camera at one point. Green lighting. That was nice. We don't often see green lighting for some reason. Vocally, not bad. The lead singer does have a bit of a gruff voice. And you've got the other guy playing the nickel harper. All in all, not bad. But I'm not sure it really stands out as much as it could. Because really, they're just standing there for 3 minutes. I've written here pretty much everything I've just said. Has a bit of momentum to it. It really gets into its groove early. Bird imagery. Yeah, very nice. I thought maybe they could have gone through automatically, but instead, second place, 75 points. Let's talk about the two songs that did go through automatically before listening to this week's songs. Going through first in the second round of voting, Paul Ray with Royals. I am tempted to say this is his best Melfest track to date. I've been not much of a fan of his previous material. Those songs have been okay. This one I'm much more on board with. And whereas Nordman had the green lighting, Paul Ray went for a sort of more yellow theme. Chant-like in the chorus, I've written here. Vocally okay. I think he's another one of those musicians who maybe is a tad reliant on the pre-recorded vocals and the backing vocals. That's just the way it seems, but there we are. Quite bouncy. He had a whole group of dancers with him on stage. Lyrics on the backdrop. Goes along at a good pace. Yes, not a bad track at all, but might finish towards the bottom in the final. Winning this heat, Marcus and Martinus, the two Norwegian chaps, the brothers, with Air. And this is a contender to win now, absolutely. I've written here, they're already very popular. They're still so young, but they've had so much success in Norway and Sweden, so they're very well known. Young voters will have gone massive for this. Blue Lasers could do very well at Eurovision, absolutely. Top 10, top 5, easily in Liverpool if they get there. Very slick, Sweden love a slick performance. I've written here Benjamin Ingrosso. If you take a look at Sweden over the past decade, Robin Schönberg had his little podium. Okay, that's not much, but that was there. Sanna Nielsen had a disco ball. We had Mons with the screen where he interacted with the puppet. Franz had a screen with lyrics on it. Robin Bengtsson had the treadmills. Benjamin had the light-up podium as well. What happened in 2019? Jon Lundvik had the light. The Mamas didn't really have anything, did they? But they didn't go to Eurovision. In Rotterdam, we had Tussa. He didn't really have anything besides a smoke machine, from what I remember. And then last year, we had Cornelia, who had the spinning circle thing. This year, will it be lasers? Who knows? Yeah, this was a good song. Not surprised it won at all, and will challenge for the win in the final. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Heat 4 takes place this weekend in Malmö, and we have Kiana with Where Did You Go, Senior and Hjordis with Edelweiss, Smash Into Pieces with 6 Feet Under, Mariette is back again with One Day, Emil Henron with Mera Mera Mera, Axel Schillström, who's already been involved in this year's Melfest as a songwriter, with Gorgeous, and of course 2012 winner Laurel with Tattoo. I haven't heard a single thing, but people are gushing over that last song like you wouldn't believe. If it's bang average, they'll still gush over it. That's the way it seems to be. There's no doubt in my mind that she's back and in it to win it. She's got a huge songwriting team. Clearly, the only reason she's here is because she absolutely has a song that could win the whole thing. I think a lot of people want her at Eurovision. I think the producers of Melfest probably want her at Eurovision. She's got that cushy last slot in the last heat. And they're going to throw the kitchen sink at this. Absolutely. People are already saying online, not that I've seen too many comments, but people are already saying this could win in Liverpool. What I don't want it to be is a one-horse race. That's when it becomes dull. In 2012, we all knew what was going to happen. It made it boring in a way. Even though in the public vote, in the final, she only just beat the Russian grannies. It would have gone down to the wire had it been 100% public vote. Laurel has been in Melfest 3 times before. She's only once made the final. And we all know what happened then. She's cruising through from this. I don't even need to hear the song, really. But let's give them a listen. I'm starting off with the one that I'm least interested in. That is Mera 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 by Emil, who has co-written this song himself. And yeah, let's give it a listen. I'm on svtplay.se. If there's any lag, apologies. What I'm watching won't be in the bottom corner of the video you're watching, but that's the way it usually is. Here we go. Okay, this is Emil. Oh, bit of violin there, I think. Dee-dee-dee. Oh. It's quite poppy. Building up here. Quite like that violin element to it. Oh, you know, I was actually, for some reason, expecting something cheesier. But this isn't too bad. Mera, mera, mera. This is the chorus then. Maybe a little underwhelming. Yeah, that seems to me to be a fairly bog-standard pop song. I don't think it's going through, based on that 1 minute snippet. But there we are. Who shall we listen to next? Well, I think we'll go with Senior and Hjordis with Edelweiss. There they are. Let's give this a listen. Could be a dark horse. It's in Swedish, acoustic. Strings again in the back. Ooh, very tender. Oh, you know this is going to be completely underrated, don't you? Okay. It's quite folky. Edelweiss. This will be simply staged. It's a lovely melody. You can just sort of go along with it. Very pleasant. But you know, as I just said, that hasn't got much of a chance. But I'd like to be proved wrong. Let's move on then to... Well, let's give Axel a listen. There he is. He's been in Melfest before. And he's co-written this track. Gorgeous. Let's see what Axel is bringing to the table. Oh, is it a ballad then? Very stripped back. And this is in English. His last song wasn't. Okay, it's quite atmospheric, isn't it? Okay, now we've got this echoey feel in the chorus. Okay. Second chance round written all over it, I feel. Hope it builds up a lot, but promising signs, and a competent singer at the helm. Okay, that's Axel Schillström. Only a few more to go here, and then I'll have heard part of every Melfest song this year. Let's now give Kiana a listen. She's opening this week's heat. Young singer, big songwriting team. This is Where Did You Go? Oh, okay. This is like Emil's song, but with more momentum. Okay, yeah, slowing it down before the big drop. Could be a dance pop number. Ooh, maybe a touch of Calvin Harris, David Guetta, that sort of thing. Swedish House Mafia. Okay. Okay, it's one of those choruses where it's thin on lyrics. Let's just repeat the song title and let the backing voice do all of the work. Oh no, maybe not. Repetitive chorus though, that's a shame. But on the whole, yeah, that's the best one so far, I would say. Yes. Nice. Not too bad. A big light show needed for that, I feel. Okay, Mariette next. And this could be a case of somebody coming back again, but every time they come back, their music gets a bit weaker. Perhaps. Thomas Gearson's co-written this, though. Mariette, One Day. Song 4 this weekend. Let's give it a listen. Okay. This is low key, I feel. Okay. This is clearly a sort of uplifting, perhaps anthemic track. Probably going through with Laurel. Slowing it down a tad before the big drop. Swedes know how to construct a song. Stick to that formula. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is very much a tease. This isn't bad at all. But you can't really judge because, well, we didn't really hear the main core of that song, shall we say. But promising signs. We will now listen to Smash Into Pieces. This is a rock number, clearly, with 6 Feet Under. Yes, indeed. I remember years ago when we had Dead by April in Melfest. They made the final. Okay. Oh, okay. Bit like early Linkin Park here. Oh yeah, sort of new metal. How heavy are we going to get? Not that heavy. Very accessible, very safe in a way. You've got to appeal to everybody. Yeah, this isn't too bad. Yeah. Younger me would have been all over this like a rash. Yeah, not bad. But probably not going through. That leaves Laurel. And just take a look at this songwriting team. It's as if they all got together and said, right then, shall we write a Melfest winning track? Shall we? Shall we? Oh, go on then. Cassiopeia has co-written this as well. An American Song Contest winning songwriter, no less. This is Tattoo by the legend herself, who clearly is in it to win it. But is it any good? Let's give it a listen. Okay, it sounds a little bit like Euphoria straight away here. Why can't this moment last forevermore? Until we meet again. Oh, come on now. Yeah. Camera pans back. I can see it now. Ooh, okay. This sort of ever so slight yodeling effect there in the chorus. Do do do. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I like that. Oh, they know what they're doing there, right before it kicks in. Okay, well, it's only 1 minute, and not a whole lot happened in that 1 minute. So, I'm hoping it really picks up the pace in the remaining 2 minutes. We know she can sing, we know it's going to be a good stage show, but based on that snippet alone, I'm not sure what all of the gushing is about. We definitely need to hear the whole thing. It's very promising. She probably is winning Melfest by a mile, which means it's a waste of time for everybody else. It means that the results are going to be very, very dull. And I sound like a right sourpuss now, but I'm just hoping that it's not a one-horse race. It should be competitive. It shouldn't just be one person racing ahead of everybody else. But it could well be. It could well be. And if she goes to Liverpool, you know that she's going to do very, very well, if not win. We'll see. We'll see. It seems to me as though it is going to be similar to Euphoria. Obviously not exactly the same, but clearly it's going to feel on the same wavelength. And I imagine it's going to be a very powerful, rousing chorus, which we didn't really get to hear there at all. She's in it to win it, and she's on last in the running order, which obviously is a little bit beneficial too. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, predictions. Laurel, first, easily. Come on now. Second. Yeah, that's a bit more difficult, isn't it? It's a one-horse race, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put Mariette because she does have Melfest pedigree. And in the second chance round, Kiana and Axel. Just missing out. Smash into Pieces, Emil and Senior. Unfortunately, Senior and Hjordis Edelweiss in last place. So having listened to a bit, or indeed all of the songs in this year's Melfest, not the strongest batch, gotta be honest with you, and I am tempted to say Teots is my personal Melfest 2023 winner. I'm tempted to say he is. I thought that was a really strong performance, and yet Panietos went through ahead of him. Unbelievable. Really liked Victoria, she's out. Tennessee Tears, they were good. Maria was good. People are starting to rule her out a little bit. She's definitely a contender to win. When those jury points come in, she might be getting a lot of high marks. Torner's not winning. Jon Henrik's not winning. Victor's probably going through from the second chance round. Teots is. Nordman is. Somebody from this week is. Marcus and it's Lorraine, Maria, Marcus and Martinez. Nobody else really stands much of a chance whatsoever. Let me know what you think, and I will be back with another Eurovision related video very soon. Thank you for the support lately. It means a great deal to me. Apologies if the quality of this video wasn't that great, but I will be back soon, and hopefully I'll see you around as well. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and let me know what you think. Bye for now.